So hello my friends, Devaun Lennox here, PhotographyPX. In today's video, we're gonna go over the top 10 video cameras. Coming in at number 10, Canon's XA11. Canon's XA11 camcorder delivers high performance and quality in a compact and portable package. It has a 2.84-inch CMOS sensor with a 26.8 to 576 millimeter lens with an aperture of 1.8 to 2.8, 5-axis stabilization, 3-inch touchscreen LCD, tilting viewfinder, 20x optical zoom, dual XLR terminals, 1080p full HD recording up to 60 frames per second, a headphone input, microphone input, dual SD cards, 5 custom buttons. It also has a wide dynamic range option and highlight priority, helping users to shoot in high contrast environments with greater flexibility without damaging footage. Not only that, but it also has a detachable handle that provides expanded audio capabilities and also increases the camera's mobility when shooting handheld. The most notable trade-offs with this particular camcorder are the lack of 4K UHD recording, and full HD records only at 35 megabytes per second. For the price, however, and feature set, it's still an excellent choice. It's a cost-effective full HD professional level camcorder geared towards the hobbyist or advanced amateur who doesn't demand 4K capture in their particular workflow. The XA11 still meets a wide range of shooting situations, all the while maintaining a compact size that's traditional for Canon's camcorders. Working professionals will find the abilities of this camera comfortable as it inherits much of the features expected in a professional level camcorder. Coming in at number 9, Canon's VIXIA HF-G50. The Canon HF-G50 replaces the previously released G40 and marks the first VIXIA camera to offer 4K capabilities. It holds steadfast to the traditions of the series in its abilities in noise performance, image quality, and compact size, but now caters to a broader array of media applications, making it more competitive among serious and professional level filmmakers. It features a 12.3-inch 8.29 megapixel CMOS sensor, a 29.3 to 601 millimeter lens with aperture of 1.8 to 2.8, 20 times optical zoom, 5-axis image stabilization, 5 programmable buttons, a tilting viewfinder, 3-inch vari-angle touchscreen LCD, 4K recording at 30 frames per second, dual SD cards, microphone and headphone inputs. It has an 8-blade circular aperture which delivers better defocusing, especially when shooting with points of light in the background. It records to the MP4 format for maximum compatibility cross-platform. It's a simple package, but one that delivers and sits as Canon's top-of-the-line advanced level camcorder. Coming in at number 8, Panasonic's HC-WXF991K. Panasonic's 991 makes an exciting release from the manufacturer. It features a 2.3-inch 8.29 megapixel MOS sensor with a 30.8 to 626 millimeter Leica lens with aperture of 1.8 to 3.6, 20 times optical zoom, 4K recording at 30 frames per second, 1080p recording at 60 frames per second, 5-axis image stabilization, a 3-inch touchscreen LCD, tilting viewfinder, 4K post-editing, picture-in-picture recording, microphone and headphone inputs, USB charging, and Wi-Fi. This camera features some niche functionality the competition here lacks, namely 4K post-editing and picture-in-picture. With 4K post-editing, users can zoom, track, pan, or stabilize footage after the fact. It's rare to find a camera that allows users to do pans, tilts, or zooms all in camera. Picture-in-picture is also a quite exciting feature. This one allows users to record footage of the camera operator using a secondary lens built into the edge of the LCD, helpful as it makes it possible to record reactions or to record images simultaneously while filming. In all, this enables users to capture multiple angles or viewpoints simultaneously for a unique experience. Coming in at number 7, Sony's FDR-AX100. The Sony FDR-AX100 picks up where the previously released Sony RX100 point-and-shoot camera left off. This camera marked a revolutionary release from the manufacturer to the market, as it was the first prosumer-graded camcorder to deliver 4K recording. It features a 1-inch 14.2 megapixel CMOS sensor with a 29 to 348 millimeter Zeiss lens with aperture of 2.8 to 4.5, a 3-inch touchscreen LCD, tilting viewfinder, 4K recording at 30 frames per second at 100 megabytes per second, full HD 1080p recording at 60 frames per second, and HD recording at 120 frames per second. Image stabilization, 12 times optical zoom or 24 times clear image zoom, a built-in 3-stop neutral density filter, microphone inputs and headphone inputs, 5.1 Dolby surround sound, USB charging, Wi-Fi, and NFC. Though it inherits the same sensor from the RX100, it includes the new Bionz X image processor, which delivers more accurate reproduction and higher resolution images. This also means that optical steady shot is possible, which supplies excellent stabilization when shooting handheld. The built-in ND filters are excellent for those shooting outside during bright daytime conditions, giving users more precise control over exposure without fear. The touchscreen works fantastic for menu navigation and focusing, though a bit slower than the competition, and we're glad to see the menus on this camera are more streamlined and intuitive as well. Battery life on this camera is excellent, delivering approximately 2 hours of continuous recording. Interestingly enough though, the lens on this camera is parfocal and it maintains the set focus point even while zooming. A subtle feature, but not all cameras can perform this function. Overall, the AX100 is a very conveniently built and designed camcorder and makes an excellent choice for users wanting to start their very own 4K libraries. Coming in at number 6, the Sony FDR-AX700. The Sony AX700 packs a significant punch into an incredibly small body. It features a generous 1-inch 14.2 megapixel exmor sensor with a 29 to 348 millimeter Carl Zeiss lens with aperture of 2.8 to 4.5, 12 times optical zoom, image stabilization, 4K recording at 30 frames per second at 100 megabytes per second, 1080p Full HD up to 120 frames per second, a 3.5-inch vari-angle touchscreen LCD, tilting viewfinder, built-in 3-stop neutral density filter, a full-size HDMI port, microphone inputs, a 5.1 Dolby surround sound, headphone inputs, dual SD cards, Wi-Fi, and NFC. Focusing performance is where this camera shines. This camera inherits the supremely fast hybrid autofocusing system, which combines both phase and contrast detections to meld a 273-point focusing system that covers 84% of the entire frame. The result is superior subject tracking performance that outperforms conventional contrast detect autofocusing systems. Not only that, but the 1-inch sensor dwarfs smaller sensors commonly used in camcorders, to include a number of camcorders on this list, which delivers more beautiful background defocusing compared to the competition. Battery performance and battery life is excellent. Upwards of 2.5 hours of 4K 30p capture is possible. It features a very traditional camcorder design, especially in ergonomics. Technically, this is a prosumer camcorder. In actuality, it's a robust performer designed for commercial work and higher-end consumer applications. Sony attempts to deliver stunning 4K HDR to the palm-sized camera, and they've done well. Coming in at number 5, the FDR-AX53. The Sony AX53 is the lighter weight and more compact version of the pricier AX100 mentioned on this list. Its predecessor, the AX33, was a game-changing release as it was the first camcorder to offer 4K capture under $1,000 and thus bringing 4K capabilities to the average user. This camera continues suits and improves where that particular camera lacked. It features a 2.5 inch 8.2 megapixel CMOS sensor with a 26.8 to 536 millimeter Zeiss lens with aperture of f2.0 to 3.8, 20 times optical zoom, a 3-inch articulating touchscreen LCD, tilting viewfinder, balanced optical steady shot, UHD 4K recording at 30 frames per second at 100 megabytes per second, 4K time-lapse, full HD 1080p at 120 frames per second, 5.1 Dolby surround sound, microphone and headphone inputs, USB charging, Wi-Fi, and NFC. The primary selling feature for this particular camera is balanced optical steady shot, also known as BOSS. This feature delivers best-in-class stabilization by moving the entire lens assembly instead of just a single lens element alone. BOSS is a system that makes the need for a gimbal entirely irrelevant, saving you a lot of hassle in the process. In all, this is a competent camera with a budget-friendly entry-level price point. Its size plus the addition of BOSS, despite the reduction in sharpness due to a smaller sensor, are true selling points of this particular camera. This is a camcorder aimed at the enthusiast or the professional needing a compact or stealthy option. In all, it makes an excellent lower price alternative to Sony's higher end professional grade AX100. Coming in at number 4, Canon's XC10. The Canon XC10 is an all-in-one, conveniently sized and capable video shooter that delivers Canon's renowned color science with excellent performance. It features a 1-inch 12-megapixel CMOS sensor with a 27.3 to 273 millimeter lens with aperture of 2.8 to 5.6, a 3-inch tilting touchscreen LCD, 4K recording at 30 frames per second, 1080p full HD recording at 60 frames per second, HD at 120 frames per second, 4K time-lapse, optical image stabilization, built-in 3-stop neutral density filters, a headphone and microphone input, and Wi-Fi. This camera also offers Canon's C-Log and wide dynamic range gamma, which both supply the broadest dynamic range and exposure latitude achievable from this particular sensor. Do bear in mind, however, 4K records to CFast cards with this camera, not SD cards, which will be an added cost. As far as imaging quality, this camera delivers equivalent performance to Canon's higher-end EOS cinema-grade cameras, namely the C300 and C500, at a fraction of their price. The sensor provides an impressive 12-stop dynamic range, which supplies excellent footage overall, especially when shooting outdoors in high-contrast environments. Not only that, but it also shoots in the 422 8-bit color space up to an impressive bitrate of 300 megabytes per second internally and 10-bit via HDMI out, making this a competent choice for broadcast usage. Battery life is excellent and convenient as it uses the familiar LPE6 batteries and chargers. It features a rotating hand grip allowing comfortable shooting at awkward angles and is an uncommon feature amongst the competition of this list. In all, ergonomics here are similar to their EOS still cameras, and its handling overall is excellent. It offers a wide range of workflow options and makes an excellent choice for the advanced amateur or professional digital filmmaker requiring a cost-effective solution to shoot 4K video. It makes a versatile and compact 4K recorder overall that delivers quality and convenience to meet a wide array of imaging needs for the budget-conscious pro. Coming in at number 3, JVC's GY-HM170. The JVC HM170 is a fully featured, high-performing 4K camcorder that's more than capable of delivering. With this release, JVC aims to make 4K recording accessible to a wide array of shooters from amateurs to seasoned pros by producing a cost-effective yet feature-packed camcorder. It has a 2.3-inch 12.4 megapixel CMOS sensor with a 29.5 to 354 millimeter lens with aperture of 1.2 to 3.5, 12 times optical zoom, 4K recording at 24 frames per second and 150 megabytes per second, 1080p full HD at 60 frames per second, a 3.5-inch vari-angle touchscreen LCD, image stabilization, 9 custom buttons, a 2-stop neutral density filter, dual SD cards, dual XLR connectors via a detachable handle, microphone input, and headphone input. This is one of the few camcorders that shoots 8-bit 422 internally on this list. Not only that, but it also does live 4K output via HDMI and simultaneously records lower resolution, web-friendly proxy files that are suitable for immediate posting online. These web-friendly files can quickly be imported to a smartphone and edited immediately via iMovie or other video production suite, making it easier than ever before. This is a camcorder that is an excellent choice for professional broadcast applications and one that delivers many professional level features in a form factor closer to a consumer grade camcorder. Coming in at number 2, Blackmagic Design's Pocket Cinema Camera. The Pocket Cinema Camera melds traditional camcorder performance with the styling of a traditional digital SLR. Unique indeed, it's undoubtedly a compact design, but one that delivers the latest advanced digital film technology into the palm-sized package. It has a 4/3 sensor, 5-inch touchscreen LCD, 4K recording at 60 frames per second, 1080p recording at 120 frames per second, full-size HDMI, built-in microphone, mini XLR input, a microphone and headphone input, 3 card slots, Bluetooth and USB-C. This camera is unique to the cameras listed on this top 10 as it features an interchangeable lens system using the Micro Four Thirds mount. Having an interchangeable mount allows this camera to use a wider array and variety of professional grade lenses available on the market today, especially when using adapters. Bar none, this will be the most versatile camera of this list. With USB-C, the camera even supports external recording to a connected hard drive, significantly increasing recording times. Video quality here is the resounding strength of this camera as well. Of the cameras listed, it has the most extensive dynamic range at an impressive 13 stops. That means you will get HD images and fantastic low light performance across its entire range. Not only that, but the advanced color science and the addition of raw recording rivals quality that costs tens of thousands of dollars. This is a camera that, while handheld, delivers incredible mobility without sacrifice. Coming in at number 1, Panasonic's HC-X1000. The Panasonic HC-X1000 is a highly agile and multi-format camcorder that is the ideal solution for a multitude of shooting applications from amateur to professional use. It marked the first camera to record 4K UHD at 60 frames per second onto SD cards, an impressive feat from the manufacturer. It has a 8.29 megapixel, 1.23 inch MOS sensor, a 29.5 to 600 millimeter Leica lens with aperture from f1.2 to 3.6, 20 times optical zoom, built-in 3-stop neutral density filter, cinema 4K recording, slow motion full HD recording, a 3.5 retractable touchscreen LCD, tilting electronic viewfinder, 2-channel XLR audio inputs, triple manual lens ring, image stabilization, in-camera 4K video editing, dual SD cards, Wi-Fi, and NFC. Video quality here is excellent, especially in full HD 1080p. This camera captures exclusively at 4K, then subsamples down to create the 1080p video. With that, the field of view is unchanged and the noise experience in 1080p is almost non-existent. It shoots cinema 4K as well at 24 frames per second and standard 4K at 60 frames per second with an impressive bitrate of 150 megabytes per second. Battery life is also remarkable, roughly 4.5 hours of continuous recording time. The HC-X1000 supports a multitude of professional level features that set it apart from the contenders on this list, namely the triple manual lens ring, which controls zoom, focus, and iris, as well as a full-size HDMI port and dual XLR inputs to handle pro-level high-performance microphones. Another unique feature is the in-camera 4K video editing feature, which allows users to perform pans, tilts, zooms, and stabilization all in camera while maintaining HD picture quality. The vari-angle LCD positioned above the lens makes viewing during handheld shooting a more natural and welcomed approach. The variable frame rates available make this an excellent choice that fits smoothly into existing broadcast workflows. In all, this is the pro-level camera that highlights with satisfactory manual controls and a robust feature set that is pleasing for professionals, but at a prosumer price point that amateurs can appreciate. All right, so there we are. There is our top 10 video cameras. I do want to say as a preface, all the cameras that are listed on this list are video-centric cameras first and foremost. With that, they tend to be a lot larger, but they have more video-centric features that prosumers and or professionals appreciate and we need. So one thing to consider when you're getting a photography camera versus a video camera, the photography camera may be able to shoot 4K and it may have a lot of great features and 10-bit recording, 422, external HDMI, all these kind of, extra auxiliary features, some of them that you need. But with that, there are gonna be kind of limitations. 30-minute recording time limit, it overheats, there's a crop in 4K, and all of this other stuff. Maybe the white balance is bad, the focusing system's not great. When you get a video-centric camera, it has all of this stuff made specifically for recording video, and then it happens to shoot photography. The photography stuff and the video cameras are not good because they're not photography cameras. So I want to make sure that you guys know that. I also want to say as well, the price points for the cameras that are listed in this top 10 are going to be between roughly $750 upwards to about $1,600, $1,700. Great price point considering what you're getting. Most of these cameras on the list have built-in lenses already. Some of them have neutral density filters built in, so you don't have to worry about that. And there's a lot of price savings when it comes to that. A lot of them have stabilizations. They have great auto-focusing systems. They have built-in inputs, dual SD cards. Those are all fantastic features. So for that price point, you're getting a lot of value. Absolutely would definitely encourage, if you're looking for a video camera as opposed to getting a photography camera, really seriously consider getting a camcorder. Yes, it will be a little bit bigger, but considering the features that you're getting, it's a better investment. You don't have to buy extra lenses. You don't have to buy all this extra gear that you would otherwise need to get when you're getting a photography-centric camera that happens to shoot video. So I hope this was beneficial. I hope this added some value. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We've got some great content coming up soon. Let us know in the comments down below if we kind of missed anything. Let me know what would you kind of change in this top 10. Maybe we overlooked a camera that's not on this list. By all means, let me know. I'm Devaun Lennox, your host at PhotographyPX. We'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, my friends.